Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker. I figured, you know what? We really need to dig into how do scams work because there are a lot of people who are extremely smart, very intelligent, they are educated, they know their craft, they know their skill, but yet they still fall for the con. One of the reasons why is because many people simply don't know how scams work. So let me just give you a little taste, a summary of how it's played out. You see, scammers, a lot of times, they create a very believable scenario. Okay. They tend to, many times, pretend to be someone else, someone that they're not. Sometimes, yes, they'll even use a different name, one that their parents did not give to them. All right. They also, they like to create a sense of urgency, often enticing people, appealing to their emotions and saying that, you know what, you can trust me. As a matter of fact, they develop trust within you, sometimes by doing little tiny things, okay? Or by sharing little bits and pieces of information with you so that you think, oh, this person here, yeah, they know. Yeah, a lot of scammers are not dumb. Many of them are very smart, especially when it comes to psychology, especially when it comes to manipulation, when it comes to finessing. They have mastered that. It's an art form for them. Okay? They use it sometimes as a sport. They really do. All right? Um, what they also use certain catchphrases to appeal to you. Like, oh, this is easy money. Okay. They love to say, oh, this is easy. Oh, you'll get that real quick. You'll get that real fast. It don't take long at all. And then you end up not getting it at all. So then the other thing is sometimes they'll even get personal with you and they'll ask you for personal information. When they go down there that road, that's when it can get very slippery and very dangerous. You have to be very cautious. You don't want to tell people everything. And sometimes you do have to go to God in prayer. You do have to go to God in prayer. You got to be very careful when it comes to giving people your social security number, your EIN number, and even though people can look it up, your DUNS number. There is a saying that many Trinidadians have that there are some people that you just can't invite to your home. Some people you can't invite to the mailbox. And some people that you invite to your home, you can't let them come upstairs into your bedroom or in the back where your bedroom is. They have to always constantly stay in the front of the house, in the living room, and go to the bathroom. As a matter of fact, they shouldn't even go into your kitchen. Okay? So peep that right there. That's a lesson to live by, that saying. All right? So it's very important, guys, that you know, because you can be aware of a whole bunch of other things. You can be woke, if you will, because that's the word that so many people love to use today. You can be woke, but you still lack awareness. And you lack awareness, why? Because you don't know how scams are run. You see, Even, let me come at you, Christians, for a second. Many of you think you know God. You say you know God, but you don't know the devil. And it's actually important to know the plays that he runs so that you don't fall into his traps that he has set. It's not enough to know one, the light, and not know the dark. Okay? So that is why a lot of times you'll see people who you think would never fall for a scam, fall for it. You're like, darn, you got a college degree. Darn, you've been working in this field for 10 years, 20 years. How you get caught up with that over there? Yeah, that's why. Because you know all of this other stuff, but you just don't know the play. And you got to know the play. They're going to play on your emotions. They're going to play on your insecurities. When you ask them a question, they're going to say, you have trust issues and you need to learn to trust people. And you should know that you should trust me by now. And it'd be a simple question. Let me tell you something. If you are going to lend their money out to anybody, they should answer any question that you have for them without coming up with replies like that. It's your money that you worked hard for. And if you see where you ask them a question and they come back out at you like that, don't invest with them. And if you already have, start praying immediately and start getting a lawyer and talking to them real quick, because you're going to have a case on your hands. Okay? And then the other thing is, too, I was looking at Dr. Umar, some replays of his, where he says that he's not giving in-depth information to people who are not his investors. That was another reason why I didn't invest with him. Because if you want my money, you will answer the question that I have for you. And if you don't answer my question, I'm not giving you nothing. And I better see receipts also. And if I don't see receipts, again, I'm not giving you nothing. And my name better be on something as well after I give you my money. And that's why I did not move forward with him. It wasn't because he's a black man. It wasn't because I have trust issues. And even though I'll admit to a certain degree I have trust issues, but it's not limited to black people. I have trust issues with all people, no matter what color they are. I've been hurt too many times. So, and I feel I work very hard for, when I say I work hard, like I've had jobs where I have done crazy overtime. And that's one of the reasons why I got ripped off too. Because when you do so much overtime, when you do your shift and somebody else's shift, you come home, you are tired. And then when you come home, you got to do certain things in your home as well. You got to clean certain things. You got to put certain things away. You are tired. You are tired. And sometimes, unfortunately, you don't get enough sleep. And when that happens, a lot of times, you don't think things through properly. You don't. You think you do, and there may be certain things by the grace of God that you do because of habit or what have you, or, whatever else. But nah. And a lot of times they move so fast, they don't even allow you to have your communication with God. Oh, and then something else just popped up in my head. Another thing that they like to do is they like to isolate you. They like to do things like say, oh, don't talk to your mother, don't talk to, your friends or whatever, because they're going to convince you not to move forward. Okay, so let's take this. Let's really delve into this right now. Jesus himself had 12 disciples. One of them, we often call him Doubting Thomas, which, by the way, we probably shouldn't be saying that about him. His mind worked a particular way. Thomas was somebody who wanted to see receipts. Thomas was somebody who wanted to see proof. It is not a bad thing to have a doubting Thomas, even though, a Thomas as a disciple, who could be your mother, your aunt, your friend, or some other family member who is going to sit down with you and say or ask why, who, what, where, when. It's okay. It's good to have those type of people in your life. And let's be honest, a lot of us who have those type of people in our lives, they don't always sway us away from what it is that we're doing. They just make you think a little bit harder as far as why you're doing what you're doing. And sometimes after you answer their questions, then they sometimes join you. Well, that's been my experience. So don't listen to them when they say to you, oh, you don't want to talk to this one or that one. Yeah, you do have some people in your family or around you who are negative, who will try to persuade you away from it. You do. But answer their question. And if you're not able to answer their question, then you need to pause and you need to go back to the person and say, hey, you know what? They told me, one of the things that, they said to me is, okay, you presented the profits, but you didn't tell me what the expenses were. What are the expenses? How much are the expenses? So that this way you know what the real profit is at the end of the day. How much is that building worth? You say you want $465,000, but when I looked at the other houses in the neighborhood, I saw where the other houses were only $250,000. How come you want more for that particular house? What's the reasoning behind that? You need to, don't just throw away the opinions of your family and your friends who actually love you and care about you. All right? So those are the things. Those are the things that I really want you to think about, that I really want you to consider. Okay? When it comes to con artists, when it comes to scams. It's one thing to know the light, but it's another thing to know the darkness as well. I think it's important to know both. So guys, that's all I have for you. Hopefully the information that I've shared will help you make smart financial moves. Feel free to pass this amongst your friends. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.